Welcome, 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 everybody. No, I am not Chris Daigle. Hey, I'm Lee Pomerantz. I'm a fellow here at the Chief AI Officer program. Chris and the rest of our leadership team is off-site down in Texas doing a leadership retreat, and I have been tasked. I don't know if I was asked or I was voluntold or I was somehow roped into doing this call, which is great. I love doing these kind of calls. So welcome everybody. This is the Monday AI powered productivity tools and techniques call. Again, my name's Lee Pomerantz. If you are joining us and you are not part of the Chief AI Insider community, I welcome you. This is a Monday call, which means it is free and open to the general public. I would encourage you to please check out our AI Insider program. And that is a wonderful place where you can find out about all kinds of great people. I'm going to throw the link in here and then we're going to get going. All right. So there is a link for a free 14-day trial to the AI Insider program. And check it out. You get all kinds of amazing things in there. You get access to all the recorded calls. You get access to our live challenge recordings that happened. Heads up, new challenge on October 14th. So please join us for that free 3-day challenge. I am thinking that I don't have a assistant on the call here. All right, so let's get all these people in here. Flying solo. So that's good. That's okay. It just means I'm going to be a little bit slower on the chat. So if there is something that you want to ask about or a question you've got during the call, if I'm not recognizing your hand up or anything like that, then just come off mic, interrupt me, and go, "Yo, Lee, I got a question." And I will respond to that for sure. So welcome everybody. This is our tool call. I will do my best to monitor chat as best I can between doing the presentation and everything else that's going on here. Glad you're here. Our topic today, and let me do a screen share here. All right. And then I just need one more window. Okay. So as you probably heard, or maybe you didn't hear, and that's why you're on this call on Mondays to learn about tools and exciting things like that. So you've heard of this company, OpenAI. They are the creators of ChatGPT, and they have really pushed the envelope, and we're playing leapfrog. So one company comes out with a cool tool, another company has to come out with their version of that cool tool and make it a little bit cooler. So today's call, we are introducing Canvas, ChatGPT Canvas. And Canvas is a groundbreaking extension of the ChatGPT platform. It represents a significant leap forward. As I said, we're playing leapfrog here. And its benefits are going to be assisted work, and it's a much more intuitive, powerful interface for collaborating. And that's really the key thing here is to collaborate with what's going on in chat. So I'm going to change my slide. There we go. So what is Canvas? So Canvas is an editable workspace. It's designed to enhance collaboration between users and AI for writing and coding. So there are kind of two buckets that it focuses on. You've got the writing side of it and you've got the coding side of it. It provides a dedicated area for projects, allowing for direct edits and real-time AI assistance. Yes, we are going to do a demo of it after I get through a few slides here. So stick with me and then we'll get in and play with the toys. Canvas offers inline feedback, version control, and enhanced contextual understanding. It supports both writing and coding tasks, as I said, with features like debugging tools and code translation. Now, I'm not a coder. I'm not going to be able to demonstrate deeply the coding side of Canvas. I'm going to do that a lot on this call. Canvas. There is a little demo that OpenAI has that'll show some of the coding features, so I will be sharing that. But I'm not going to be able to take a deep dive into that, as we said. Um, the comparison to regular chat GPT interface. So unlike standard chat interface, Canvas allows for more complex multi-step tasks without constant rephrasing of your prompt. So you can actually change and edit things in the Canvas window instead of having to bounce back and forth with the prompts. And we'll see how that works in a second. So what are the benefits of Canvas? So it basically is going to help you improve efficiency in writing and coding tasks. Canvas streamlines complex tasks that are challenging in the standard chat interface, allowing for quicker completion of projects. The collaboration is neat. I really like this aspect of it. The tool mimics a human collaborator or editor, making AI interaction more intuitive and productive. We have better version control and project management. So Canva supports multiple versions of projects, making it easier to track progress and refine your work over time. And it also provides increased user control. So users maintain control of their projects by allowing focused edits and improvements, with the AI acting as an assistant rather than taking over. If I'm going too fast, I am from New York and I've had my caffeine shot today, so keep up. All right. So, yes, Canvas is similar to Claude artifacts. So if you have used Claude, they have a similar feature to Canvas. As I said, we're playing leapfrog here. So Claude came out with their artifacts feature before Canvas by OpenAI has now taken it, looked at it, and improved upon it. So this is a quick comparison chart showing some of the differences between ChatGPT Canvas and Claude artifacts. Um, we have real-time collaboration, which is cool, and we're going to show that. It's a visual workspace, and there's actually a little bit more detailed comparison here showing the features and ChatGPT, Canvas, and Claude. So we've got a dedicated interface for the workspace. It does both writing and coding. We have inline editing and direct editing within the Canvas window, which Claude does not do. Version control is built in. Obviously, we're using some different models here. So GPT 4.0 is the model that supports Canvas, and Claude 3.5 is using Sonnet. The context window is interesting. 32K tokens in Canvas. I'm sure that that will be increased and ramped up as soon as they can. So generally they roll out something like this. In the process of rolling it out, they onboard people in different buckets and different groups. And then as people are starting to use the product, then they'll increase it. So big difference here in terms of token size. Token size is the context window. How much content can you put in there and have interactive going back and forth. We have code completion and review debugging, very structured output. Let me take a quick jump in here and see where that noise is coming from. Uh, do. No, that's just me making noise. Okay. Um, the activation is interesting where Canvas will actually open up and start itself based on what you're doing. Canvas does not allow file uploads. Again, rolling out the feature. So Artifacts and Claude does offer file upload. And those are the two big things. So file uploads are not supported in Canvas. They are supported in Claude's artifacts, and then the size of the input windows for the tokens. So while both tools offer advanced AI collaboration, ChatGPT Canvas excels in coding tasks and uses the latest GPT models. while Claude Artifacts offers a larger context window and more diverse context generation. Again, this is today. These are the worst versions of the tools that you're going to use today ever, and it's just going to keep on getting better and better and better. Curtis, sir, how can I help you today? What do you got?
Hey Lee, good morning. So one thing that stands out in the way of just everything, and I keep saying this probably repeat all the time. When we look at all the features, of course, the features are only relevant to the extent that we even um, can appreciate what we're doing at each of the given steps we're taking in any work we're undertaking. Meaning to say, nobody can really appreciate what these features mean until you know how you're actually doing work. Like, so as a reference points, a business analyst, meaning in a classic project, you would have a business analyst analyze the requirements, understand the vision, capture the requirements, maybe do some, uh, some state diagrams, could be some use cases, could be all these different facets of what would comprise the actual set of, I guess, broadly speaking, instructions for what you're trying to do on a project.
Hmm.
Um, and that's been a big part of the struggle, trying to figure out what new tools come out that pay attention to. What I would kind of love to see at some point, and I'm working on this for myself, is maybe a little bit of a view of just a thought process that we can all maybe kind of look at and then map it to what we're doing. Because in the case of anything we're trying to do, there's going to be what we're trying to do, and then there's going to be the how you get it done. And all everything you just showed us is the how you get it done. So, not to say we need to go into in great detail in this call. Some people may be past that, not burdened by that. I'm still burdened by that, to try to get my head around what is it we're trying to do that would warrant paying attention to any of that. Because hearing about a feature without a context, um, it's not as, I guess, useful. So I'll stop
Excellent.
with that.
Curtis, thank you for sharing that. It's definitely something that rattles my brain, and I'm 2 years down this journey, downrange already. Just remember that everything that we do in our job can be broken down into tasks. A whole series of tasks strung together could be looked at as, a campaign or something like that. But if we can break things down into tasks and then identify a use case. So I've got, AI tools open in my browsers all the time. And before I do something, case in point, last night I had to prepare this presentation for today. And I'm like, okay, I just found out about this. I haven't really played with Canvas a lot, so go play with the tool. Great. Go watch some YouTube videos. Great. What else can I do? So, boom. Thank you, Perplexity. So I had a use case of I need to come up with a presentation. Go to Perplexity. Perplexity, I need to come up with a presentation on OpenAI's new Canvas. Please give me an outline. Hey, okay, cool. I got an outline. It was then able to fill in the outline. So by breaking things down into tasks, what do I have to do next? Next, I needed to come up with some slides. Oh, cool. Chris has been talking about gamma. Let me try gamma. So then I took my basic outline out of Perplexity. I removed, when Perplexity gave me the outline, I instructed it that I would like the presentation to be I've got about a half an hour to do this. So Perplexity gave me an outline, and it gave me a timestamp for how long each section of that outline should take. I removed that timestamp, and that became the section headers in Gamma, and Gamma generated the presentation for me. So, I could have gone through, writing a script. I could have gone through building PowerPoint slides. I could have gone through doing all these things, but it's like, okay, what's the task at hand? And is there a tool that I know of that can help me do this? And I did it. So thank you, Perplexity. Thank you, OpenAI. Thank you, Gamma, for helping me put this thing all together. to, and there's some other editing that I did in there, so it's not just cut and paste. There needs to be a human touch. There needs to be some overview. But the point is, break things down into tasks. And when you got a task in front of you, say, okay, is there an AI tool I'm aware of that can help me do this? If not, maybe go search for that tool. If time is of the essence, then no, just forge ahead with the way that you normally do it. But write that down that, okay, this is something that I had to do. I didn't know of a tool that can do it. I'll go find that offline some other time. But if you break things down, hopefully that'll help. And then you can identify the specific use cases for what you're trying to do. How does that fit, Curtis?
Yeah, 1,000%. And actually, I don't know if you see Pierre's commentary. Um, There's an example, and I'll stop with that because you got time constraints. But um, when I look at Pierre's comment, and if he wants to come off of mute, what I find extraordinarily valuable in this is a context to pay attention. Meaning, we have what we're trying to do, and then we have the why this feature is perhaps something to consider. So there's in my view there's a gap if you don't have a knowledge base to appreciate why any of this matters. It almost seems like you need to ask the question. And I just did this with one of my chat GPT. It gave me an answer about like what X mind is. And I said, and it told me what it was. I said, that's not really what I'm asking. Thank you. I said, tell me why it matters. Why do I care about this? Oh, there you are, Andrew. Thank you. I was just thinking about you. Um, oh, you're in 714, dude. We can get something to eat, break some bread. Um, so so that's a little bit of maybe our secret sauce. Like when I look at the entirety of all the community here, what I love about everything I'm hearing, and I'm done with this commentary, is like these are the nuggets. Like if you're going to be a CIO or a thought leader, period, you got to have the kind of chops, like Pierre just said, to answer the why it matters. So I'll stop with that. All
Yep.
good. Thank you,
No,
Lee.
no,
Appreciate it.
it's perfect, and that's exactly the context for these calls. So we're going to talk about stuff. We're going to bring it to you. We're going to show you some of it, and that's going to get you triggering when you're working on something. Go, oh, wait a minute, Lee showed me that, or Segovia showed me that thing, or whatever. Tina, good evening. Glad to see you on the call. Hello. If you could watch the chat for me, I'm kind of flying solo here today, so that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Tina's one of our other fellows in the program. So thank you for being here and catching my back. All right, I'm going to dump back into my screen share here. Curtis, that was a great conversation. And before I gave Perplexity the prompt of, um, write me an outline, I started with some simple prompts, about Canvas. What is it? Why does it matter? Why should I be paying attention to this? What are some of the use cases? Those kind of things. So then I kind of said, well, those are individual little components of my presentation. Let me just go for an overall outline of what I'm trying to accomplish here, and then look at the outline it gave me. This chart that this is a separate chart that I created that I brought into Gamma because the chart that Perplexity gave me wasn't sufficient. So I wanted an expanded chart. So it gave me a nugget, and then I was able to expand on that. So let's keep going. And if anybody else has any other questions, pop up and let's talk about them. So we're getting close to the demo. All right, use cases. So content creation, which would be articles, reports, scripts, Canva, Excels, and drafting and refining various types of content from blog posts to technical reports. We also have code development and debugging. The tool offers robust support for coding tasks, including writing, reviewing, debugging code across multiple languages. We've got academic writing. Students and researchers can use Canvas to draft papers, analyze data, generate research summaries. Business document preparation. Canvas assists in creating professional documents like proposals, presentations, and reports. Mike asked the question of why I didn't use ChatGPT for prepping this. I am using Perplexity a lot. I have basically replaced my use of Google. I like Perplexity because it goes out and it looks at multiple resources and it kind of synthesizes that all into a result for me. I could have used OpenAI's ChatGPT for sure. I'm just in the model of going to, Perplexity is kind of my go-to tool for these kind of things. I go to Claude for writing. I certainly use ChatGPT for, analysis and deeper thinking kind of things, which really isn't Claude's forte. So we learn the tools and we figure out which are the best ones that we're going to look at. All right, so we're going to get into a demo now. So I'm going to show you a little bit about Canvas. We're going to do a little demo of the code features of Canvas brought to us by our friends at OpenAI. So let's do that first. I'm going to throw this into chat, and this is the announcement from the folks over at OpenAI. So if you would like to, not now, I want you to stay here, don't leave. So they have kind of a little visual demonstration here. This is the code demonstration. So let me just show this real quick while I'm here. The prompt that they put in there was help me write an API web server in Rust. Okay. So that was the prompt. There's no audio, so I'm gonna do the play-by-play here. So the entry prompt was help me write an API for a web server in Rust. So it's going to go through and now it's saying, okay, so what it's done here is it highlighted a chunk of code. So this is part of the interactivity that you can have with Canvas is that you can highlight a section of code, and we'll see more about this when I do the demo on writing, but it highlighted it, and then you can ask it something about what you've highlighted. So it wants to add routes to the sign up and login. So, okay, so it's going to go through and it's going to generate the routes. Okay, great. This is another feature. So right inside Canvas, you can live edit. So you can go right into the editor. We'll show you that in the writing sample, but you can go right into the editor. Here they're doing it in code, but you can make the change right there in the editor. Okay. There's a magic button in Canvas, and it does a lot of really neat features. So here they're showing it, the code review, port to a different language, bugs. They're going to show through a code review here. So in the code, let's see if I can go back a second here. No, it's not going to let me go back. All right. So they did a code review section here. Now they're going to show uh, adding comments. This is a big thing. This is a big pain in the butt for coders to add comments and describe what's going on in the code. It helps you as a coder. It also helps other people who look at the code after you. And that was the example of the code. So take a look at the link and you can go back and look at this. I'm going to jump into Canva right now. Canvas, I keep saying Canva. It's Canvas, Canvas, Canvas. All right, so you go to switch your model and you will now find GPT-4o with Canvas. So you switch it into Canvas. And as I said, it will self-invoke itself. You can also give it the prompt that says use Canvas. So I'm going to ask it to write an article about fishing in San Diego. All right, so now it's opened up Canvas and it generated this nifty little article for me. All right. As I said, so you can go in here and you can highlight and change things so that it's interactive. So if I highlight this, it now gives me a little thing and it says Ask GPT. I can ask it to do something. I can ask it to, rewrite this funnier. and it'll do it with a splash of humor. I'll get it. Splash fishing. Okay. So, all right. Not a great sense of humor. So you can highlight things, and once you highlight something, you can also use uh, the magic editing pencil down here. So the first thing that I'd like to do is, okay, so it went through and it did this. Let's take a look at suggested edits. So it's going to go through, it's going to read what it wrote. And notice that the chat is happening over here on the left side of the screen. Okay, so while things are happening on the right side of the screen, you can actually see, the chat thread. So when I said rewrite this funnier, it actually did it in the canvas and then said, I did that for you. All right, this is fun. So looking at suggestions, so it says it goes through, highlights different areas, consider adding a humorous or engaging anecdote here because I already changed one of the headers and said, let's go a little bit funnier. It's thinking about it for me, and I can say, okay, sure, let's change that and add something that's a little bit funnier. All right, so it went through and it read that. I could add a humorous companion. All right, so it's going down the humor thread for me. Again, I changed one header and it's now going through and changing everything. Speaking of changing things, when you highlight something, you can also change it to bold, you can change it to italics, and you can also change the header level of it right here inside the editor. All right. So let's go through and keep adding playful metaphors. And we're going to add another humorous description down here. Voila. Okay. One more. All right. So again, I'm in my content. I'm editing. I can go right into the content here and just type something if I want to and add some of my own thoughts. I can highlight a section here. So these little question mark, I'm sorry, these little bubbles pop up. So you can highlight a whole section. And then you can say edit or explain this. And if you just hit explain, if I can spell, again, we'll go back over here now on the left-hand side, and it talks about the selected text and what it is and what it does and where it came from. Some of the other cool things that you can do from right inside Canvas is you can lengthen or shorten the whole thing. So, hey, this article is great. I want to crunch the whole thing down. So how do I, keep the current length, make it longer, make it shorter? Yep, let's make it a little bit shorter. Send that off to the kitchen. And these kind of tools are not available in Claude artifacts to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a heavy duty Claude artifacts user. So if somebody wants to say that, yes, some of this is, but we did have the chart and it compared what was going on there. Change the reading level. Okay. So we can make it smarter or we can, drop it down a little bit. All right. Let's make this more middle school and it'll go through and rewrite the whole thing. Now, we still have to have a human in the loop. You still have to have eyes on this. You have to be reading the content that's coming out of it. And again, over on the left side in the chat window, it's telling you what is going on. You can also throw prompts in the chat here. That still all works. That's still all valid, but trying to focus in on using the tools that are here. I don't know what add final polish does. I was not able to really discern that in any of the documentation. And then if you want to, I'm not a big emoji guy, but we can go through and get the canvas to puke up a whole ton of emojis. All right, so you can take a whole section, as I said, and then you can edit just a specific section, shorten that. So you can highlight things. It doesn't have to just be using the little bubbles that are over here. All right. So let me see. You can edit right in Canvas. You can type edits right into Canvas. You can highlight things. You can condense a section. You can collapse a section. Um, all right, cool. So that's pretty much it. So this is a writing example, and again, there's a code example. I encourage you to go get Canvas into your model. Just go up in the corner, select it, play around with Canvas, and then you can see what it does. I'm going to wrap up here. We have just two more slides. Um, so we went through and we looked at kind of the demo. We have the code demo, and then we have the writing demo that we did. So what's this going to do? How is this going to impact work and productivity? So it can transform workflows by providing real-time AI assistance and a more intuitive interface. Canvas has the potential to significantly streamline various work processes, increased creativity. I'm sorry, productivity. Users can complete tasks more quickly with higher quality, potentially leading to substantial productivity gains. And then from tech to content to creation to academia, Canva can be used in all kinds of places in all kinds of ways. So go in and play around with it. What do we have left? So we have a continuous evolution that's happening in how the large language model developers are trying to make these tools easier to use and friendlier interface. So in that example with the writing, you could see I wasn't doing anything actually in the prompt window over on the left. I was interacting on the canvas itself. So it's just a friendlier, easier way to do it. OpenAI is going to continue to make Canvas better, add increased capabilities. They're going to expand the tokens that it works with. And then someone else, Artifacts by Claude, they're going to leapfrog it and they're going to come up with, some more cool things and so on and so on and so on. So that's my quick nickel tour of Canvas. As I said, it works in both the code space and in the writing space. I'm going to look here to see helpful. Thank you. Writing a whole book. Yep. And there's actually one of the demos that I saw online last night on YouTube was somebody who wrote something for his astrophysics students. So it can generate large content, but again, there's a little bit of a token uh, handicap that you have inside Canvas right now. Um, do. Curtis. Okay, so if you answer the question that I didn't answer, Jurgen, thank you for the compliment about our group. Sherry, what's up?
Hi, Lee. Thanks for that demo. Do you know if that the new feature, if it pulls from the what, like I've already trained my chat on certain things, is it going to pull that memory muscle from things that it's already trained on into the new feature? Like, for example, like I'm representing a buyer for a real estate in a certain area. Now I want to use that new feature to kind of streamline my process.
So I'm going to guess here, and I'm going to say at the top level of your settings, anything that you've predefined in your top level settings in your account, which is not going to be model specific, should carry through into Canvas. I don't see a place where you can set up specific settings or preferences within Canvas itself. So I'm going to look at the ones in your account, are going to trickle down to that, and then because there are some ways in that area where you can set your tone and voice and things like that. What the big thing that Canvas is missing for me is the ability to upload stuff. So I'm waiting for that, and that's going to be also a knowledge-based tool where I can instruct Canvas to write something, using the content that's attached or in the style of the content that's attached, those kind of things. So that's going to be a big thing once we can get uploads happening. But good question. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you.
All righty.
Hey Lee, we've got some questions from Laura Lee. She asks, do we know if Canvas works with GDP systems? And does it keep the history?
So Canvas does keep the history. So if I go over here and go back, so if I get out of Canvas and just go back to my regular ChatGPT account, you can see here's my fishing in San Diego article. So yes, so history threads are maintained as far as I can tell. And then you can go back and continue working with them. I don't know about interface with assistants or anything in that vein of advanced, API integration or anything like that. To the best of my knowledge, it does not have image creation capabilities that will be coming. Clearly, OpenAI has Dolly, so that's going to be, coming soon to a theater near you. Um, how do you attach Canvas? All right, so Canvas will open automatically. So if you start a new chat, all right, you need to make sure that you've got Canvas selected up here. So you can start a new chat. If you give it a chat that Canvas
You
thinks,
weren't sharing your screen, Lee, if you were trying to demo it again.
sorry, Jürgen.
You were not sharing your screen if you're
Ah, thank you, sir. Sorry about that. So if you open up a new chat, make sure you're on the version that has Canvas. If you start writing something like a blog post or an article, Canvas automatically invokes itself. You can also, if you want to, just type use Canvas down here, and that'll dump you right into the Canvas model or the Canvas feature of the model. It's using the ChatGPT 4.0 model, so it's not using a different model that's out than anything that's already out there. But if you want to, you can invoke it. I believe Claude Artifacts works similarly, where it will self-invoke based on what you're doing, or you can wave your magic wand and summon it. All right. Is there anything that was asked in chat that I haven't answered? We want to make sure that your questions are covered.
I
Hi,
think we
Lee.
caught
This is,
them all.
oh, go ahead.
Pierre?
I was just saying, I think we caught them all.
Okay, great. Tina, thank you so much
Okay.
for doing that. Pierre, did you have something to share, sir?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I wasn't sure if this was answered. I thought Laura had asked this in the chat. The whole idea, can you use GPTs with Canvas? Is that allowed to do the custom GPTs with it?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay.
It's it's not I can certainly see functionality being brought over into that environment, but right now Canvas is working just in the regular chat module.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Again, it came out Thursday, Friday. This is the worst version you're going to be using, folks. So they're gonna add to it. They're going to expand its functionality they're looking for new ways. So we appreciate it. I appreciate you. Curtis, you had another question, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, quick one is so now we're approaching the point where, again, back to so many tools in the toolbox. I'm presuming I could probably go to ChatGPT and it would probably explain to me what use cases are probably best suited for each of the respective options. I mean, there's this one for that, that one for this. I mean, that's what comes to me, and I'm assuming that's a true statement.
It is. And again, I would ask that question in a tool agnostic place like Perplexity. So Perplexity is going to survey all the large language models and be able to look at all the research and commentary and reviews that is out there online and be able to distill down for you. Here's what people are identifying as the best tools to use in these use cases. Obviously, if you ask Claude, it's going to say Claude. Well, probably, I'm assuming, if you ask OpenAI, they're going to pitch their own product. So you want to be in a LLM agnostic environment to ask that kind of a question. And again, that's why I go to Perplexity, because it doesn't have any kind of bias or any kind of corporate ownership that's tied to the answer it's giving.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Cool. I appreciate everybody being here today. Tina, thank you for your assistance as always, and good to see you at the beginning of the week. If anybody has any questions, if there's anything I can do to help you out with anything in our program, reach out to me. It's Lee at chiefaiofficer.com. Again, it's Lee, Lee, at chiefaiofficer.com. You can also connect with me in the Circle community. If you are here on our call today and you're not a member of our Circle community, I encourage you to please go to the link that I threw in earlier. And Tina, if you can surface that, it's the Learn More link. Join our community for 14 days for free and come see where the cool kids are hanging out. I keep saying that, but it's not bragging if it's true, right? So come hang out with the cool kids, and then we look forward to seeing you on the other calls that are coming up this week. I'm assuming the prompting call is happening. I know that Thursday's call with Chris Lannon for workflows and automations will not be happening. So there is no Thursday call this week. Chris is down in Austin also speaking at an event, I believe, but I believe the rest of the schedule is intact. So prompting on Tuesday, business blueprint on Wednesday, no call Thursday, and then I'll be back in your face on Friday, wrapping up everything that happened. I hope you have a great week. Go play with Canvas, bring back some feedback of what it's good at, what it's not good at, and what your impressions are of it, and share that in the community with the community, because everybody's going to try it and test it differently and have a different use case and come up with different results. So go play with it, bring your results back into the community so that we can all learn from it. And that's what this is all about. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you on the calls downrange. Be well.